So you have the A5 chord, where all you're going to be doing is taking your index finger, your pointer finger, and you're putting it on the 2nd fret of the 4th string, so that it sounds like this. Now, for the A5 chord, you're only, like it said for power chords, you're only playing 2 strings. And the 2 strings you're doing are the one you're holding down, and the 5th string, which is the lower string right below it. So you're just playing those 2 strings for the A5 power chord. Okay? So A5 is just those 2 strings. Now, skip C5 for the moment, because C5 is the problem child. Go ahead and look over at E5 all the way to the right. So you've got A5, which is these two strings, whereas E5, you're going to move your finger down to that 5th string that you were just playing, on the 2nd fret still. So you're going to play that string, and the lowest string, which is open. So the E5 chord is... So the 2 chords together, you've got the A5 and the E5. Again, they're forming a chord, but it's just using 2 strings each time. And the third one we're going to look at is D5. D5, you're going to move up 2 strings, again, onto the 2nd fret, but this time on the 3rd string. This string right here. You're going to play that string for the D5 and the string below it. So for the D5 you've got... So they made sure to focus on these 3 chords first for power chords because they're the easiest power chords to do. So you've got A5, D5, and E5. Now when you're going in order, you've got the E5 is the lowest, A5, and D5. All you gotta do to move between those chords is just moving your index finger between those strings, and then make sure you're only playing 2 strings each time. Now, C5, like we said, is the problem child. If you look at C5, you can see that it's very different. First off, you can see the little numbers to the left of the actual chart. So what that means is your index finger, your 1 finger, is going to go on that 2nd string. Now, usually you're looking at that and going, oh, okay, so it's going to go on the 1st fret, right? Not necessarily, because you have those numbers to the left. So, your index finger is actually going to go on the 3rd fret. Going and looking at the C5 chord, your index finger is going to go on the 3rd fret of that 5th string. So you're going to go, instead of up here, you're going to go all the way down to the 3rd string. And your ring finger, you see it doesn't say 2, but it says finger 3. So you're going to use your ring finger, and you're going to put that on the 5th fret of the next string over. Now it's extremely easy to mute or to buzz when you're doing this chord because your fingers are stretching. So it's quite a stretch for your fingers. But if you do it right, that's the sound you're going to get. So, you have these 4 chords that you need to make sure that you know. A5, C5, D5, and E5. Make sure you're practicing going between A5, D5, and E5 in any other order that you want to do because those chords are very versatile. But then the real challenge for if you decide to do exercise 46 is C5. Getting to C5 from any of the other chords is a real pain in the neck. So you've got the A5 chord, right? And then you say, you know what, I need to go from A5 to C5. Alright, no problem. I'm just going to stretch my fingers until they break. So you're going to go from here, and you're going to go 3rd fret of the 5th string, 5th fret of the 4th string. It's quite a jump. It's definitely not easy. So, if you choose to do the Power Chords song, exercise 46 on page 32, it's a lot shorter than the exercise on page 31, the blues shuffle. So it has that in its favor. It's shorter. The only issue is that it is harder to do to go from A5 to C5. But if you like the challenge, by all means. Regardless of what song you do, you need to know those four chords: A5, C5, D5, and E5.